This is a knife that not many videos around the internet are about this knife. It's not integral, it's two pieces of titanium handle, and it's very geometric, as you can see. When it's folded, it looks like a piece of maybe art. Yeah, it looks very cool. The pocket clip, everything is milled very nicely. You have this texture of the titanium. It looks pretty amazing, I would say. Also, the locking of this knife is pretty interesting, but we will talk about it a little bit later. Now, this is sl04, which is from Six Leaf. Six Leaf is a daughter company of Tucson, as I understand. So, this knife is, you cannot see it too much. I mean, you cannot see it in AliExpress, at least for now. You can mostly see it in eBay. And at eBay, it goes from like $60 to maybe around $120. It depends on the thing, but mostly around $60-70 you can find it, I think. It's a good flipper, definitely, you can flip it. But the other methods of the opening with this hole are a little bit difficult, because you don't have to touch this thing. If you touch it, if some of your fingers are touching this, it will be difficult. So inside, let's look at inside. You see this little spring in there. It's what's you see, this is what's locking and unlocking the knife. How? There is a thing, I don't see, I don't think it's visible in here, but there is a hole. You can see this hole in the knife, and there is a pin which is rolling inside of the blade in a channel. And when this spring is pulling this pin, it's pulling it constantly. When you push it forward, the pin is pushing forward, and then it releases this hole, and it goes inside the channel, and then it goes into a similar hole here, and then when you open the knife, it locks it by entering this hole here in the back, and then when you push this, it goes back into the channel, and you can lock it. So yeah, pretty cool looking knife. As you can see, the blade, it will be very easy to sharpen. Why don't you focus? It will be very easy to sharpen because it's very flat. It's complete flat, by the way. So this knife is relatively fine. I don't find any problems with it that much, although this is pretty pointy here. When you see a knife in which the upper spine here is, you know, it goes into a point, sometimes it's very difficult. It's digging into your hand when you try to open and close it. It's a little bit strange. For example, if I want to open it like this, I push a little bit into my hand and it digs here, which is not very comfortable, but it's bearable. Because this knife is unique. If you show up somewhere with this knife, I think even people who are not interested in knives, they will be kind of curious. What is this? What is this knife? It's pretty cool. Let me try to open it in some other ways. For example, reverse flip or below flip here. Spider flip, yeah, sometimes it happens effortlessly, but you have to be able to hold it in certain position. Sometimes it doesn't happen, because you see in the last portion of the opening here, the spring is taking a little bit of a toll. The blade, of course, is taking damage from fingerprints, which yeah, we can expect. But overall, looking great, and with flipper, it's opening pretty well. With the thumb here, it's just a question of a big luck if you can open it like this and not cut yourself. Yeah, I don't know why, but it's very difficult to open it from here. No, it's almost impossible. With below, it's easy. I mean, you can just flick it. But from the top, I don't know. For me, it's just very difficult to do it. I don't know why. Most knives are not a problem for me from above. For example, this one doesn't pose any issue. The Spyderco Paramilitary, and from below also, it's easy. This one, not so easy. Let's check out how big it is. It's not super big, by the way. Come on, focus. Now, it's the same size, definitely. Yes, it's the same, absolute same size. Even the handles are pretty much the same, and the blades. But of course, this one has completely different shape of it. But it looks, As I said, it looks amazing. Also, it's very light because all the titanium inside is milled. It's milled out, you can see. Super, super great care of the detail here from SL. This, by the way, is maybe the most expensive 6-leaf knife. And it also said rattlesnake. It's not the only 6-leaf knife that says rattlesnake. This one says it too, I think. Yeah, rattlesnake again. sl17, one of my favorite knives. Even if it's not that expensive. But this one I think is more expensive because of the steel. The steel is 145 cm steel. And probably it's a good steel. I mean, basically this is a good steel. I like the steel. I don't know how they made it, how they heat treated it and everything, but I guess it's nice. And with this thin edge here, this thin, point of this knife, this is not for heavy duty. This is for just for the town, just to show off a little bit, just to show it to friends, to people who doesn't appreciate normal knives, and they will probably be impressed with this one. It comes with different colors, gray, purple, and this one is kind of bluish, greenish blue, mostly blue. But yeah, sl04, sl04, pretty interesting knife. I wouldn't say that I am ultra amazed by the quality as a knife, but I'm amazed by the way they made it. I'm a little bit concerned about this spring here, because with use it may or may not broke. I don't know what can happen, but if it breaks, you have to probably just replace it with a regular spring from a pen. Maybe it will work. So I guess it's not a big deal. You can do it. Yeah, it's a little bit more pointed than I like, especially this point here. Tucson have some knives, because this is 6-leaf, but Tucson also have some knives that have a point in here which I don't completely appreciate. One in particular, but I will show it to you someday probably. Yeah, this opening from the bottom usually works. Not always though. Sometimes it just opens halfway, but most of the time it works. But the flipper, always, just without any issue. And then you close it, then you open it, and then you just push this up and it closes. I think it's a good quality knife. It doesn't rattle or something. The spring is okay. If you hit it with something a little bit harder, you can hear the spring. But that's not the problem. If you hit it just with finger, you can hear it again a little bit. Pretty interesting. But other than that, it's a nice little knife. More like it's also useful. I guess you can cut things with it very easily. It's relatively comfortable in the hand, even with big hands. Here, of course, this thing is not the most comfortable thing in the world here, but you can always grab it here if you want to sharpen a pencil or do something close to the blade. You can grab it in this area here without too much of an issue. It's not a problem to do so. It's not made for that probably, but it's absolutely okay. It's comfortable enough. As a whole, I would say pretty unique knife, and for that uniqueness, that's why I bought it, and that's why I kind of like it. And recently I play with it a lot because it's unique, and I like it a lot when it's closed. It looks so nice, so awesome. And also I found out when you open it up to a certain point like this here, and it's also kind of a geometrical shapes are happening here. And this hole here is also geometric. It's pretty unique, I would say. Pretty cool, and I don't think there are too many reviews of this knife on the internet right now. So yeah, hopefully I gave you a bit of an idea about this knife. And yeah, that's it. See you in some other video. Let's try the reverse slip again. Very cool. And the fingerprint magnet here. Amazing. Thank you and goodbye.